The North Shore is one of the most well-known places to mountain bike on Earth. Located on the North Shore of Vancouver, builders here have created some of the most complex and interesting trail networks. For people new to the North Shore, it can be very overwhelming, so this video and the next one will be a guide to the North Shore. The North Shore consists of 3 riding areas: Seymour, From, and Cypress. For these 2 guides, I will mainly focus on From and Seymour, as Cypress has very advanced terrain. This video is for beginners and it works its way up to intermediate. All of the routes shown in this video will be linked in the description. The first day is for beginners and is on Mount From. You start in the parking lot and ride up Mountain Highway until you get to Cedar Tree Trail. Take a right and you'll be at Roadside Attraction. This is the easiest trail in the guide. The trail is relatively mellow and all the features are optional.
Today, Roadside Attraction. Watch out because there's going to be hikers and people riding up the trail. Basically, you just want to be standing up the whole time, knees and elbows bent, ready to absorb the trail. And you can, the more you do it, the faster you can go. Pump in the little pumps here. And if you want, this is not mandatory, you can do features like this once you're more advanced. Here, just stay in the middle, look where you want to go. No. Tapping around. Take the speed that you want. Don't push yourself. And here, nice and easy, absorbing with your arms and legs. And we're out.
Once you're at the bottom of Roadside Attraction, you should ride up to Bobsled. Bobsled is a fast flow trail with optional features, just like this first drop.
So coming up to the first berm, on these berms you want to go as high as possible. Keep the most speed, and then you go into these pumps, pump. You want to push in and pop. Push in and pull up. Through here you can launch off some if you're comfortable. And then here, you get to this one, slow down and brake over here, otherwise you're going to go flying off.
On the wooden berm, you want to go as high as possible, but be careful when it's wet. Then, when you get to the drop zone, you will want to go around to the left if you're a beginner. More advanced riders can go right and do either drop. When you get to this sign, beginner riders will want to go left and avoid the slightly harder section. If you are feeling comfortable or this is your second lap, you can go right. Day 2 is on Seymour. This is the next step up from day 1, as it is slightly more difficult. You start in the Old Buck parking lot and ride up Old Buck until you get to Baden Powell.
Okay, so now we're going on to Upper Severed.
Take a left and ride up to the power lines. Then get onto Upper Severed. Due to circumstance, some of these trails were filmed in the snow. Do not, I repeat, do not ride these trails in the snow, especially if it's your first time. Advanced riders can take the trail on the right, but for beginners, I highly recommend the left.
Onto Dickey, the easier route around Severed D. Go here. Don't do the rock roll. If you're a beginner,
you will want to go left here to get to John Deere.
Okay, so you continue on to John Deere. Bit of steps here. You can roll them. Point your front wheel. Good brakes. Mix of front and back brake. Then you come across a trail and go right down into here.
About halfway down, be prepared for this short climb. I recommend that beginner riders go around these 2 features.
Here's a drop technique down, absorb it with your arms and legs. Bit of a gap here, aim for the landing. You can go some high speeds here, drop here. Down.
Once you're down onto bridle path, bike back to the car.
There, pop it up, jump, and we're out onto bridle path.
Day 3 is back on From. Start in the parking lot and bike all the way up to Leppard. From there, you continue down onto Crinkum, and then Kirkford.
Okay, we're here on Leppard.
Leppard is a relatively flat trail with a lot of pedaling. Just like this bridge, which is the start of a short climb. There are 2 main things to look out for on Leppard. This rock roll.
And then here's a rock roll. You can go to the right if you're not feeling comfortable. Through here, slow down on the brakes.
And this fork in the trail where I recommend beginners take the left as the right is harder.
Okay, so here we are on Crankum. It's a black, but it's an easy black. And you can walk some sections. In the corner.
On these steep corners, it is important to enter wide, slowly, and not lock up your brakes.
Everything. Roll wide, slow, and you can easily make it around.
Crankum, and Kirkford both have tight corners and steep wooden rolls, all of which are optional.
Last section, still some steep rolls. You want to go slow. Let it roll, brake after it. Part of the trail, up, stay centered, brakes, and then let it go. Bit of skid there, it's wet. And the same thing with this one, and you're out. Roll on the left, and a roll right here. Just don't even need brakes for these. Around.
Remember, all of these wooden features are optional and have ride-arounds.
Roll here really slow going up to it, and then roll through. Here, watch out when it's wet. It's a skinny log, and then you want to drop off there.
Once you're at the bottom of Kirkford, get onto Lower Griffin, which will get you back to the parking lot. Day 4 is on Seymour. Once again, start in the Old Buck parking lot and ride up Old Buck. Then continue up Baden Powell to the power lines. The start is the exact same as day 2.
Okay, so now we're going on to Upper Severed. Okay, so now we come down onto Dickey, the easier route around Severed D.
Once you get to the fork, go right onto Seabuster.
Right here.
Be careful of this woodwork as it is extremely slippery in the wet.
Don't do it walking if you're not comfortable with it. Try not to do any sudden movements and roll down.
Continue left onto Asian Adonis.
And here onto Asian Adonis. Some back and forth corners, nothing too hard. It's a blue, so a bit technical in some sections, but really it's nothing too bad. You'll go so much faster, but keeping control like always.
At this crossover, continue straight if you are a beginner.
Pretty easy. Watch out there, just step. Control your speed. Through here. And then a bit of a climb here.
This section can be confusing to navigate, so I recommend checking trail forks.
To walk, no big deal. Try to stay wide. You're down, obviously. And it's just a nice green trail out. Watch out for climbers though, as it is a 2-way.
If you don't feel comfortable riding on this last section, you can walk or continue on to rapid transit.
It's a bit technical here, so you gotta watch out. And we're out. Onto Bridle Path.
Now that you've finished, ride back to the car along Bridle Path. Day 5 is once again on From. Ride up from the parking lot to Espresso. This trail is great for riders trying to get more comfortable with higher speeds. I really recommend not riding any of these trails in the snow. It's a good way to get hurt. But to film this trail, we had to.
Ooh. Oh God. Don't go for it. No, no.
You can see here I decided to walk around this feature. There's no shame in walking. Knowing your limits is an important skill when mountain biking, as it will prevent you from getting hurt.
Woo! Whoa! Oh God.
There's another steep roll here for advanced riders.
I'm not going for that. No, don't. Oh yeah. Go around, go around.
This rock feature has multiple lines, the easiest being on the left.
Onto lower Espresso. Up here, you can get a jump in here. In this trail, you can get some great speed. High in the berm. If you're going fast enough, you can gap these bridges.
This feature on the right is a great introduction to steep rolls. From here, continue down onto Pennzoil. When you get down to the road, ride all the way back up to your car. If it is your first time riding the North Shore in times like these, it is difficult to find people who will show you around the trails. I hope this video solves that problem. If you are interested in the advanced video, it will be linked in the description, along with each route. If you have any other questions about riding on the North Shore, feel free to ask a question in the comments section below.